Hi everybody, so my message today is for current cybersecurity professionals and students that might be looking into a cybersecurity career, and it's on full stack knowledge. Today, a lot of IT roles that are out there, and I'm not talking about cybersecurity roles, are what I like to call a mile deep in terms of knowledge and maybe an inch wide in terms of breadth. I would contend that a career in cybersecurity really requires a full stack of knowledge. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that today's cybersecurity professional needs knowledge of applications, databases, operating systems, not just Windows, Linux also, and everything else that's out there, hypervisors, virtualization technology, microservices, networking, which I've talked about before, backup and storage services, cloud, coding, artificial intelligence, risk management. And why do I think that? Well, regardless of whether we're doing log and event analysis in a SIM platform somewhere, or we're handling vulnerability analysis, we need to have some level of understanding of what we're talking about. Few examples. I read about all the hate that's out there for vulnerability management, for instance. And I think that some of it comes down to vulnerability management analysts not really understanding what they're doing when they're issuing service requests or incidents for remediation, for instance. They don't understand what actually needs to occur to remediate a vulnerability beyond what the CVE says or what the remediation instructions are that they're given by a vulnerability management provider. You know, it could be Greenbow, OpenVAS, Nessus, Qualys, take your pick. Never mind the fact that some organizations still haven't even figured out a model for coming up with an actual risk score for vulnerability management rather than just relying on a CVE score, which literally says nothing about the reality of a vulnerability's risk level to a corporate environment. So you need to know more about the work that you're doing and the things that you're interfacing with. I see the same challenges for outsourcing SOC services. Is it cost savings? Maybe, maybe not. I would question how long it takes a managed service provider to actually understand what's going on in an environment and whether that's normal, abnormal, what a customer's network looks like, what the potential risks are to other locations if something is going on, and whether it's even anomalous behavior. You know, maybe you're an engineering organization and the things that your SIM platform's alerting on or your EDR platform's alerting on are simply normal. Maybe you're just an engineering company and somebody's working on something new. I think that's a very hard thing for an MSP to figure out. I also think it's one of the hardest things for cybersecurity analysts of any type, regardless of the specialty work that they're doing. You know, it's understanding what is actually going on in the environment and what they're dealing with and how it works from a technical perspective. Now, I'm not contending that every person needs a mile deep level of knowledge in every category, but I firmly believe that they need at least an inch deep worth of understanding across a mile wide crevasse, right? I think we need to be really darn specific in terms of specializations and job roles about the specific skills that we want a person to have that are a mile deep. For instance, I don't see any harm in saying that I want you to have a basic understanding of all those categories that I talked about earlier. I want you to know about databases, the network, blah, 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 blah. And I want you to have a mile deep understanding of Splunk, Microsoft Defender, whoever your chosen EDR solution is, whatever the specialization of the cybersecurity role is. Some people seem to be having a really big problem here on LinkedIn with job descriptions that require or request a basic level of foundational knowledge across a wide set of skills and then some deep level of knowledge about whatever the role is specializing in. I would contend that I don't think you can be successful unless you're willing to learn about all those topics that your role might touch. Maybe it's cursory knowledge for now, but you better be ready to gain an understanding of what you're interfacing with. Let's be real for a second. A person with a degree in cybersecurity is no more of an expert in the field of IT or any other part of technology business than someone with a generic IT degree or computer science degree. Take your pick. So what do you think? Am I way off base here? Let me know in the comments. I also want to talk about soft skills because I think they play a massive part in success, but I'll get into that another day, another time. So leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. All the best. Have a great Friday.